Hello teacher, in this video we are going to talk about formulating objectives. Okay, we already have an idea of what is the importance of an objective, right? So objectives is an integral part of a lesson then, since this will become the basis of our whole lesson. So objectives basically describes the base knowledge and skills that we expect our learners to execute after the lesson. And so objectives will of course help us to plan our whole class. This will let us help think of the strategies, of the methods that we are going to use in delivering our lesson so that our objectives will be met, of course. So let us start with this one. So an objective will describe what? There are three actually main things that we need to remember when it comes to writing an objective. So a good objective will have this one, will state this one, will state what the student should be able to do, or this is also known as the performance or the behavior. Okay, take note of these words, performance or behavior. And next one, an objective will describe the what? The conditions under which the doing will occur, or the condition. And the third is that an objective will describe the criteria by which the performance will be judged, or also known as the acceptable performance or criterion. Again, let's take note of these words. So basically, a good standardized objective is composed of these three parts: the performance or behavior, the condition, and the acceptable performance or criterion. Okay? So let's discuss it one by one. Okay, so let's go first with the condition, because basically in a good objective, this is the part which comes first. Okay, condition. So conditions define the materials that will be available or unavailable when the objective is assessed. It generally states what the students will be given or not given. So here is an example. Okay. So, kasi nga, diba, given or not given. So, let's start with this one. The first example. Without the use of calculator, okay, so, ganito yung condition. Another example, given a map of Europe. Another example, given 12 double-digit numbers. Okay, so what can you observe? Ito yung condition, kumbaga. Ito yung pwede mong ibigay at hindi ibigay sa iyong estudyante. So, this is how it is written. Again, without the use of calculator, given a map of Europe, tapos sumpayan na siya later on. And then, given 12 double-digit numbers. Okay, so again, this part is the condition. Okay, take note of also of the color green, because this legend will have something to do with our later discussion. So, this is for the condition. Okay, so we have two remaining parts. Next is the behavior. So behavior is usually put after the condition. Okay? So behavior, of course, it is the performance na. Behavior is a verb that describes an observable activity, what the student will do. Again, behavior or performance. So the behavior is generally stated as an action verb. Okay? So, kailangan sa behavior, the words should be specific and measurable. Okay? Specific, measurable. So, smart pa rin. Okay? So, dito makikita yung, kumbaga, yung behavior or ginagawa ng estudyante. So, the student will solve, compare, list, explain, evaluate, identify, define, so on and so forth. Okay, lahat ng action verb na pwede natin gamitin is under siya sa behavior. Kasi nga, behavior is performance. Ano yung pwedeng or ano yung kayang i-perform or gawin ng isang estudyante. Okay, so we are done with the condition and the behavior. So let's say, without a calculator, so can you see without the use of a calculator, that is the condition, we will continue it with what? Without the use of calculator, the students will be able to solve, or so on and so forth, whatsoever, kung ano yung objective mo. So, yun siya, condition and behavior. And let's go to the third part of a good objective. A good objective must state the criterion. Okay, criterion is also referred to as the degree. So, ano ba yung criterion? Ito kumbaga yung standards na dapat ma-meet ng isang estudyante. Okay? So, criterion is the standard that is used to measure whether or not the objective has been achieved. So, the criteria might be stated as, it could be 3%, okay, a percentage like 80% correct, or a time limit within 5 minutes, or another measure of mastery. Okay, so, ano pa dito yung example, iba pang example. So, we will know that later on. So, yun siya. Again, let us repeat. The three basic parts would be this one, the condition, and here are the examples, and followed by the behavior, and usually, ang nilalagay sa last part would be the criterion, kung ano yung standards. Okay? Again, criterion could be written as the percentage, a time limit, or another measure of mastery. So, let's have this example. Okay? As you can see, in our sentence, mayroon siyang iba't ibang kulay. So, green stands for condition, red stands for the behavior, and blue stands for the criterion or the degree. Criterion or degree or acceptable performance, if you can still remember. So, here is an example. Given a list of 20 states, the students will identify, so this is the behavior, at least 15 of the corresponding state capitals. So, this is the criteria. So, since dili man siya percentage, dili po siya time limit, basically, this is what? Another measure of mastery. So, makani siya, measure of mastery ni siya. 15 of the corresponding state capitals. Okay? So, nag-count man siya kung pila kabuok ang iyang gi-identify. So, mo siyang kumbaga, set of mastery niya. So, yeah, let's have another example. Okay. So, green. So, ganining green. Ito yung ating condition. Okay. Given a model 12 keyboard and a standard toolkit, the student is able to disassemble the keyboard down to the frame. Okay, so this is the disassemble the keyboard down to the frame is the performance or the behavior. And within 10 minutes is our what? Criteria or the degree. Kasi nga, di ba, time limit. Criterion or degree or acceptable performance. So, meaning, if si student is nag-more than na siya, nag-consume siya ng more than 10 minutes, ibig sabihin, mag-decrease na yung score niya or during your assessment. Kasi nga, hindi niya na-meet yung standards mo na kailangan matapos niya within 10 minutes yung pag-disassemble ng keyboard. Okay? So, let's have another example. Given a specific case study, learners will be able to conduct at least 2 needs analysis. Okay, so if you can observe, pwede siya maputol na, okay, ganito siya. Let's start with this one. Given a specific case study, this is the condition. Kasi given, ito yung pwede mong ibigay, and then learners will be able to. Ano yung kasunod? Behavior. Ano yung behavior? Ano yung pwede nilang i-perform? They should be able to conduct what? Ano yung kailangan nilang i-conduct? Of course, the needs analysis. Conduct needs analysis. And ano yung standards? Yes, they must conduct at least 2. At least 2. Okay? So, pwede if you can observe, pwede siya maputol, no? So, pwede ra siya i-insert ang kaning in between of a behavior. So, it is really not necessary na kani siya nga part kay dapat in-anidyo ni siya, kani siya kay sa condition niya siya, dapat kay magsunod yun ang ang atong behavior, and then last jud permiti ang criterion. So, it could be just as like this one. So, yeah, I hope you got the idea of this lesson when formulating a good, ideal, a standardized objective. A good, ideal objective has 3 main parts. Okay? So we have the condition, we have the behavior, and we have the criteria. Okay? So yeah, that's our example. So for your task for this week, for this lesson, is that you are going to formulate at least 5 lesson objectives on the topic, ako at ang aking kapaligiran. Okay, so thank you so much, teachers. I will just send you a copy of this PDF and a list of words that you can use as your guide for formulating the objectives. It could be either a cognitive, affective, or psychomotor. So thank you so much and have a good day.